meeting. Anybody had a chance to look at those? If so,
we accept them.
okay, all right. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Jim Ward moved and Jerry Smith seconded the approval of the minutes from July 15, 2025 meeting. The next item is receive harbor master's inspection and maintenance report for July 2025. Normally, I guess we just review that. Jimbo, is there anything special in the harbor master's report that we need to talk about right now?
No, I don't think so.
All right. There's no further comments, so we're gonna move on to item number 3. And Ms. Brittany, you're up. Steve, financial report or port revenue fund.
We'll start with the tariff report. We are up to date. I will note that on Helena, we have a 5% increase over last year for the July month. For the tariffs, so.
5% increase, that's good. Great.
So nothing new to note on the tariff reports.
Any thoughts about the equalizer? Is it running online or is it kind of close or it looks behind to me?
Well, yeah, according to this 43% prior year.
Right.
Did you have anything to note on the tariff situation?
No, but I'll ask. I suspect it's probably due to that.
What?
You know, to the rail being down. Oh, are we talking about?
Sophomore, equalizer.
Love the fertilizer. Yeah, it is down. I noticed that.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty good chunk down, $6,000 or so.
Just 43%.
Yeah.
Now we got some more months to go, but we're not gonna get to 83,000 in 2 more months, 3 more months.
So Brittany, do we have not anything, how this, is it barge fertilizer that we're down or?
It's equal.
No,
Oil.
it's oil. I just looked, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Is it?
Equalizer's oil.
equalizer will help, yeah. I kinda got something.
Yeah, Helena's fertilizer.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
I can look into it. That way we have a concrete answer.
I don't know, I suspect that most of that was coming out of Victoria.
It could be, they shifted.
Think so.
Does, anybody have any other thoughts on this? Fertilizer, oil.
This is down some too, but it's not.
Not as bad as
That'd be nice for that.
And then the daily stock rental report, so we are, our believe that. We mentioned yesterday, Bloodward is not going to be there anymore. So you won't be seeing Bloodward's revenue once they do.
Did y'all get some feedback from them?
I mean, nothing more than we got. I
Okay.
think we're still anticipating that.
Yeah, they told me, 3 or 4 months, they're supposedly talking about who's gonna do what with that, but it'll be gone hopefully. Well, not hopefully, that's good revenue.
Yeah, so I would just anticipate not to see that revenue anymore.
Yeah, but thanks.
So with the account agent report, we do see. We have 3 balances on there. I did double check today to make sure there weren't any pending payments, and those balances are through. We have late payments, penalties on all of them. It looks to me like Robert Lehman, he paid for half of the month's rent. I don't know if you know why he paid half.
That's what he could afford right now, so he was gonna pay the other half on the 15th. He did have to travel out of state, his sister passed away.
Then Kenneth Waller, it looks like he was on direct deposits and it came back for NSF. So.
Oh, really?
there's been that boat is sold or something. And
Uh.
he came in and just canceled it.
You did.
And I told him, I said, look, you're still responsible for that. I said, the other people have not come in here and talked to us. I said, you're responsible until they come in here and sign up.
Yeah.
Well, they did come in. They came in yesterday.
yesterday.
So,
And he's trying to get the insurance, the new owner's trying to get the insurance on the,
Mhm.
sorry, on the boat. And so, as soon as he gets all that squared away, he'll come in and
Okay.
start the new lease. But I told him Jim wanted to talk to him before the new lease.
Okay, so we do have some balance that the old owners are liable for, right?
Yes, and he said that his deposit that we normally refund, he said just apply it to this month's rent.
Okay, all right, so that should square it up then.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
For something more media, we do have a outstanding balance. I'm working, or I have talked to her and she has said that she is going to pay that balance. So we're just waiting for a payment.
Okay. All right,
So the Port Commission payment reports, there's nothing new to note. I will just notate that we have a lot of nautical landing repairs going on. And then we do have a payment to the, for the downtown waterfront project. But everything else is standard every month.
okay. Anything we need to talk about on the repairs to that nautical landings? That's,
Well, bear for it.
yeah, it's just, there's, we worked on,
well, it's $12,000.
yeah, we've done quite a bit of work
Yeah.
there. Though. We could go back if you want to go, I can pull this report and we can go through it.
I guess my question is, are the actuals pretty close to what we were expecting for this kind of work, or do we?
Yeah, I mean, we've done more deck board stuff. I mean, that's a continuous deal goes on with that. Of course, we never, we did probably I'd say probably a quarter of it this time again. So we got to come back and stain. We washed the back of the building. Had that green algae all on the back of it. I'm trying before, it's fine. Air conditioning problems.
Yeah, we
Things
budgeted,
like that.
yeah, we budgeted 80,000 this year to do repairs and maintenance to the building, so and we're still pretty low.
Okay, that's good, that's,
Well, it doesn't look like we're, I was hoping to get those 6 big windows done, but I don't think that's gonna happen this year. It's probably gonna go into next year.
When does the year start, the new year?
October.
October 1st.
I don't. Long story.
well, Brittany, we got 12. Is that year to date? That's not year to date.
Year to date for the repair and maintenance for the nautical landings building is 24,000, which is only 30%.
Okay, so we're all right.
We're done,
Versus
okay.
what we estimated. Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts on the payment report? Next.
So then the revenue and expenditures report, so as always, it says 57.9 of revenue. But if when you take out those grants, you're actually at 87% of revenues and the whole for the end of July is 84%. So we're above. Target.
Okay.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Balance sheet. So, like I said, last meeting, we did make those interest only bond payments in July. So you'll see that there is a slight decrease in the balance, but not so much so that it's. You don't have any money, you're good to go still.
Okay,
There are no more bond payments for this fiscal year, so the next one will be in February 26.
thank you. Any other thoughts on that one? Okay. That takes us to the snapshot.
So snapshot, as I said, we did a lot of maintenance for the nautical landing, so that's why you see that loss there. 7,673. Other than that, there's nothing new to note. I will say on the Texas Parks and the Wildlife, the match, I believe we should be paying that pretty either in this month or in September. That project will be, yeah.
They'll be done this week.
I think they're done. Right?
The breakwater.
I think this is done at the end of the week, but, a friend called me, he said, looks like they're done with this project. It's, your house.
Oh, that's good. I hope it's good.
You'll see that expense. I believe it's probably gonna happen in August. You gotta say August. And then, but you won't see that reimbursement from the Texas Park and Wildlife until the next. It's that.
Revenue decrease in Harbor Refuge from June and July is probably equalizing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about a while ago, Larry. That fertilizer is way down.
Fertilizer is down, and it does look like we had a lot more daily dock rental in May. Instead you said June and July,
That looks like that might have been difficult.
that might have been. I would definitely say equalizer or something like that.
Where do we capture the dock rentals at the Harbor of Refuge?
As daily dock rental.
Yeah.
Does that capture like when they, I'm thinking when equalizer rolls up with a barge, boat and towboat,
Yes, that's where that's going.
that's where those numbers come from.
Yeah.
And I guess it's really, they're the only ones that are paying that, aren't they?
Yeah,
Encore was paying it for a while.
Encore was,
Matter of
and
fact,
then
they still owe us a little bit.
Do they?
thousand.
Oh,
From
I'm kidding.
February.
That's good enough.
It's, it wasn't a whole lot.
It was about 2,000.
Yeah, that's about it.
That comes from track 3, that dock rental. Okay,
That's not really a track, is it? That-
No, it's public dock on track 3.
that's when they were sliding the stuff in downstream of the dredge.
Yeah.
And we were collecting for that. Okay. Just to remind everybody, Jody, I think we're gonna talk about dock rental or dockage at the Harbor
That's-
Refuge later.
Yes, on the agenda and yeah,
Okay, all
I'm gonna get close session, talk about all.
right, thank you. Anybody else have any thoughts? Okay. Where does that take us to? Are we done?
Yes.
Right, Brittany?
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks. All right, now that takes us to item number 4. City Manager's Report. Ms. Jody, you are on.
Okay, first, the Parks and Wildlife grants, everybody just told us that it's expected actually to be done today. They had started on July 9th, so that project should be wrapping up, and then we're gonna have to get and start looking at ways that we can improve promotion of the marina now that we're protecting it better. The CDBG MIT Coastal Resiliency Living Shoreline Project. Okay, I put in your packet, the correspondence that we had submitted to Congressman Cloud's office and Senator form on July 18th. On July 29th, we received communication from the Corps, the Corps de Barone is working on a permit. And he stated that the timeline for completion and permit issuance will be around the end of August, maybe earlier. I believe I have all the information needed to continue working on the city documents. So in the meantime, I'm still trying to find time to finish up the front end contract documents so that I'm not the hold up once we do get clearance. We had several emails bouncing back and forth yesterday and today with GLO. And I honestly haven't had a chance to really study all of them. Our consultants are going back and forth a bunch of stuff. It does sound like, one, we may need to get a letter of consent letter from the owner's official partner. We already had to get a consent letter from Mark Nasternak with Scully's, did all that. Well, this is now, they haven't told us for sure we need it, but we might need it, so they're suggesting get in touch with them and do that to kind of help with time.
Yeah.
I guess there was some issues with maybe the GLO, something with the lease. But it sounds like that got squared away because they were worried that we may have to pay some kind of fee, a mitigation fee for the moving the oysters, but it sounds like that all got resolved maybe. But it sounds like right now, the only thing that might be ending is this potential letter that might need there, but everything's looking like it's still gonna be, everybody's working hard to try to get all the approvals done by the end of October.
Yeah.
That is our deadline.
Yeah.
this time.
Right up to the,
So I've got to do the front end documents for the legal stuff. I've got to get that done for Restore as well. It just, all this stuff keeps getting in the way, but I'm gonna try to get that done here in the next week or so. Make sure, give them time to look at it, make sure everything's okay, but it's basically just the front end. General conditions, which we're using standard general conditions. I'm just gonna write the supplementals for this.
Yeah, okay,
So it shouldn't be that.
okay.
Okay,
And that really, our drop dead date is what?
the end of October, and all that is giving realistic time to bid it and get it done.
Okay,
In order, because our drop dead date, we gotta be done, is like January 29th, I think it is, 26th, or sometime in January of
Okay.
2027.
end of October, we need to be ready to roll.
Yeah, because give
Okay.
contractors like a year to do it.
Okay.
She said things are getting in her way. That's us.
Well, no.
These meetings are getting in our way. That's it.
Yeah, budget's been a big part of that.
Okay, however we can help, let us know.
Yeah, okay, Restore. I believe we now have everything to resubmit the environmental review to the Corps. Our consultant, Kim Griffith, had a death in the family last month, which kind of slowed things down a little bit. I did talk to her, last week. She said she wouldn't get it submitted yesterday. I was in budget meetings all day yesterday and wasn't here this morning, so I have not talked to her to confirm that, but I'm sure she'll get it. If she didn't get it yesterday, she'll get it today. And so once they looked at that and everything looks good, my understanding is we have a 45-day period before then we get bids. So we're hoping this, lets loose a little before the big project, but our luck, it may happen at the same time, I don't know.
Okay.
But this is a lot smaller project at least.
Who would have thought moving to some rusty barges out of the bottom of the bay would cause?
9 years.
Man,
Can you believe it?
crazy. No,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah, okay. And remember, and for those that may not know, there was a point, I was told that GLO did come and ask the city, hey, let us include these in some of.
yeah, there was a guy coming,
That's in 16 or 17,
yeah,
and the city said, oh, no, it's okay, you got this wonderful restore grant. What can you
he
do?
was going all the way down the Texas coast
Yeah,
doing that.
but
Pick it up.
we didn't opt in because we had this wonderful restore grant, so.
We did better.
So we know,
You're right, Larry.
yeah.
Okay,
CDBG Mint Round 2 application, this is for the culverts, the voluntary restoration at the Refuge Harbor, as well as there's a big portion of it is drainage and the Holland Corporation ditch. I believe yesterday I actually received the contract for review. Again, we were in budget meetings all yesterday. I sent it off to our consultant just to make darn sure it's right before I had to make her sign it. So I anticipate having that signed probably tomorrow. Once it's signed and everybody else is signed, which shouldn't be too much longer, then our first action will be to hire the consultants, which if this can happen in the next, within the next week, I'll put that on September meeting. We know we're hiring urban engineering for the shoreline protection project and Mont McDonald for the culverts.
Yeah. So
it's finally moving.
Okay.
And that's the $9.1 million. GLO Kepler grant. On July 25th, I received communication that the engineer was gearing up for the Corps permit application and preparing to schedule pre-application meeting with the Corps. I signed the required form to show that Mont McDonald is representing the city of Portlock in this process. Miss Kirsten McElhaney will be, she's with Mont McDonald, she'll be our main point of contact for coordination with the Corps on this permit. And again, this is just this Kepler project is just, it's permitting, and then subsequent step of project will be a final plan to construct.
Okay.
Matterhorn Bay mitigation, downtown waterfront public access improvement project. Last Friday's special Port Commission meeting, Port Commission did recommend to council the award contract to Shirley and Sons. Council yesterday did make that award. I did notify Matt Glaze of that. And to date, we've submitted status reports and reimbursement requests to the trust in the amount of $41,400. And the grant dollars available are $100,000 total. I don't have a date for sure from Matt on when to expect the other part of the project, which is the parking lot and the drainage, but last time I talked to him, it shouldn't be but another couple weeks. Just to bring me back up to date with the TxDOT truck route signs, we have them ready, they're just needing shop drawing approvals. I do have, those should get approved today or tomorrow. I do have that in my inbox to take care of. The parking area on the SBA Steel property at the Harbor Refuge Program. It is emailed SBA Steel, the proposed lease document, suggesting an annual $16,400. The wording that I submitted with that, showing how we arrived at that number. I haven't heard back from them yet. That was, what was that? That was. It was early, it was like a week and a half ago, I think that's what I said.
Yeah.
On TxDOT Maritime Division, and Roy, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe we've had any updated communication with Emily from the TxDOT Maritime Division. It's August, I was hoping we would hear from her this month, but if we haven't, we'll reach out again in September. She's gonna, and that's so to make sure that we are included in the next round of work towards the next legislative session, and to help us prepare a platform describing our assets for their website. And that's it.
So. Everything. All right, thanks for the good job. Now. That takes us to. Kimbo. Anything here we need to talk about? I got a question for you though. That, I know you're aware that derelict boat is tied up by the boat ramp at Delaware Refuge. I'm just thinking, if we have a hurricane, that sucker's probably gonna go down right there.
Oh, it's Manuel's, his responsibility. I mean, he took
Okay.
responsibility on it, so, but I wish they would get it out of there.
Yeah,
Saw it last week. So,
yeah. What's he say? Is he
well,
off?
they're waiting for a high tide, something to do with, they tried to pull it up, problem with the trailer. They tried, add blocks to the trailer. That didn't work, so they've been waiting for I guess probably a storm tide, I don't know.
Okay.
Get it out of there. That's what he told me.
That could be a nightmare. If it falls apart right there and it doesn't look like it's being held up by much. It looked like,
That's the holes, I think the hole may be. Cause he wanted, I don't know if we talk about this. But when the guy went down there, after we gave him Nate's phone number, and Nate went and looked at it, he wants the hull. He's gonna take, a license off one of his other wood Orchard boats and convert it over to that.
well, it's actually taking up space that I'm not real sure that that's,
This place.
well, yeah, it's right next to the boat ramp.
I've had a lot of complaints.
Have you? Yeah,
Well, if it's on, if it's right there by the boat ramp,
Yes.
then that is part of what he's leasing.
no, it's not. Yeah, I think I would try to put the screws on him and say, get this thing out of here. Because if we do have a storm, it's just gonna be a pain and. Yeah.
I'll talk to him.
If he wants to hold, tell him to get it, but. Put it down there at the other end in one of his slips or something. But sitting where it is, it probably needs to be. Out of there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So, anyway, we don't really have nothing going on over at Smith Farm. Smith Farm, excuse me. The Nautical Landings building. We
Yeah,
went through all this for the windows. I was hoping to get these windows placed this budget year, but there is no way now. It's gonna take probably 5 weeks just to get.
Yeah. Well, I guess the point is, we're still within budget, it looks like,
Yeah,
on what we plan to do.
yeah, no, we are. Matter of fact, I needed. Really got some of this, but, I know we have one bid, we may have 2 bids on this. Not sure what else going on, cause it's kinda out of my hands at this. Moment, so. The Nautical Landings Marina, Horizon, they've been there 18 times since the last, Port Commission meeting. And I figured Derek would be done at the end of the week, but it appears they finished up today. Smith Harbor, of course, we had that special meeting, Friday over this, that was at.
Yeah.
For the bid to Shelley and Sons. Harbor Refuge, we're still hauling dirt into there, so that's all I got.
Okay. We're getting close to that. Where are we?
Item 6.
Potential capital improvement project to construct bulkheading along the north side of Smith Harbor. And relocate Poor Boys Bay.
Okay, since we now have taken bids for the improvements in Smith Harbor that are associated with the Mount Vernon Bay case. We've got a better idea of some of the dollar amounts. So considering those unit prices that we receive, we're estimating that the cost to complete the bulkheading on the north side of Smith Harbor that we have in fact been permitted by the Corps due to be in the neighborhood of $200,000. And if you look at some of the attachments here, you look at on page 68, what I'm talking about, the project that we're doing right now, that Phil Vincent's gonna do, is this little rectangular fishing deck dock right there at the corner plus one finger pier. Okay, that's what's in their scope. So but everything that you see on this page has been permitted by the Corps for us to do. As you recall, we've applied for a CMP grant to build this proposed boardwalk. Now, if we want to, and the reason why we didn't try to go for a CMP grant for this bulkheading is because they're not gonna do a bulkhead. They're not gonna, they're not in the bulkheading business. So we didn't go that route. But we can now look and see, is this something we want to go ahead and fund and do? So to do just the bulkheading, which would be bring it all the way to the corner and kind of come down at 30 feet, then over 50 feet. And see there?
Yep.
That is what we're looking as in neighborhood of $200,000, maybe a little bit more, but again, depending on exactly what bids come in. To then also add 3 additional finger piers and the mooring piles that are shown, that would approximately be another $115,000.
How much, Jody? Much?
115.
15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah,
So we're looking at least 300.
and again, that's if we wanted to go ahead and do finger piers. We might want to just get bulkheading out of the way right now, but the idea is, again, we've been talking about relocating Port Boyd at some point. So if we wanted to do that, we could, we'd have to coordinate, take this opportunity to coordinate with Lencho. And he would actually, as I understand it, be purchasing a new building. And it would be located in this little square tract area that we're creating, this 50 by 30. And as we were looking at it, I don't know that he would have to have the area that he's got right now. It's got pilings and it's over the water. I think all that could be on land. Wouldn't have to have that extra
Yeah.
part, but we haven't sat down and gone over all those details with him yet.
Yeah.
But as far as the financial impact,
Has he seen this proposal?
I showed this to him a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember for looking at it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're thinking about this. So, after the end of the current fiscal year, we're projected to have 1.25 million available to spend on capital improvement projects. So the question is, at this time, does the Port Commission want to go ahead and contract with Urban Engineering to prepare a bid package to construct the remaining Smith Harbor bulkheading that's permitted? Additional finger pier and mooring piles can be included as alternates if wanted. Design can include a conceptual design of future improvements to the parking and the cul-de-sac. And that, I was trying to find the drawing I had before. I guess the one on last sheet's the best one I could find. Just on page 69. This was the overall plan that we submitted with our CMP application. And you can see down here, I kind of sketched in darker blue,
Yeah.
which is roughly where this proposed bulkhead is gonna be. And the idea would be we would end up creating a cul-de-sac basically where trucks and trailers would come in and turn around here and then go back out. And, Port Boyd would be up in the square area, so they turn around here, just walk the short distance of Port Boys, get the bait, whatever, come back to the truck, and then back. Okay. So in doing these plans, we could go ahead and at least do survey and lay that out, but that's gonna look like, I'm not proposing we necessarily do that right now, but we would have it laid out and
We would have.
that kind
They
of
would do
stuff.
the engineering and come up with a
Yeah, and it's
Plan.
possible some of that kind of stuff we might be able to get some dollars for. I know I'm not gonna get grand dollars for folks.
Here's a thought, now I'm thinking out loud too when I say this.
Yeah.
But that Smith Harbor doesn't have any shoreline preservation or protection really in that area. It keeps sloughing off and it's probably moved quite a bit in the last few years just from erosion because there's no protection in there. And it would be nice if we were able to harden that and put a bulkhead in there and do something pier with it or dock or something later on, but we would at least protect the real estate from further washing. That's just my thought.
Yeah, because I'm saying we coordinate the design with Poor Boy Bait as the project will require them to locate their east track or the east of the fifth by 30-foot bulkheaded track. So staff, we're recommending for commission to authorize staff to solicit a task order for permit engineering consideration approved by commission September 16th. As a meeting. And if required, depending on the cost, is required, then I can take it to council on October 13th. If it's under 25,000, we'd have to take it to council.
You have any idea what it'd be, how much it is?
For this, I mean, it could be under 25. I'm trying to get a hold of Matt, but he's been busy and I've been busy with something.
It's just, would be like a vinyl bulkhead or something like that.
Whatever, I mean, yes, what we're putting in could be continuation of what we're putting in right now.
Cement, continue that cement all the way down to.
Yeah, well, the concrete would be, we wouldn't necessarily have to do that in here, but the ultimate plan would be. Let me explain the plan again, because it would go, it's gonna wrap around. I mean, the concrete would extend until it would have a cul-de-sac, which you could have, yeah, smaller, maybe 6 foot or something behind the bulkhead over to where Lynch's place would be.
Well, I'm okay with, I think, if I understand what you're asking for us to move that urban engineering fair bid package to construct the remaining Smith Harbor bulkheading.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I'll make that motion.
Yep, okay. I have a second.
Okay.
Second, Jamie, thank you. All right, we have a motion from Larry Nichols, seconded by Amy O'Neill, that we authorize production of a estimate for bulkheading in the Smith Harbor.
So go ahead and authorize
The
issue
design
task order.
for
Urban engineering.
urban engineering, right? Okay, so that's the motion and it's been seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion passes. Okay.
I'll bring it back for your approval at the September meeting. So you guys can we can approve dollar amount, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And like I said, if it's under 25, then I'll be all
Yeah.
heat, but if it's over that, I don't have to take it to council.
Okay, so we may need to address this again once you get an idea what.
Yeah, I mean, I will have an actual task order to present to you.
Okay, right.
Smith Harbor be taking some steps. Get a bulkhead and you get the,
Yep.
pier.
Yeah, and I'm hoping I'll know about the CMP grant. I don't know if I'll know as soon as November or maybe January. I forget what they told me. I was thinking we'd have some indication.
Okay. So now where are we?
Now, or
Does that take us to item number 7?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. Leading and mooring policy in ports and harbors. You want to give us some background, Jody?
What I included in here was pages 15 and 14 of our here document, which council did approve the first reading ordinance, and they will approve it to approve the second reading at the September meeting, and then it'll be incorporated into our ordinances. So the question is, leading and mooring, I mean, the dockage basically it's shown here. I mean, these are daily dockage rates. These are what we're using you know, like for the public dock.
You're on page 71, 72 here. Is that what? Okay.
Where it says dockage, 74 feet or less, those dollar amounts, that's on page 72. That's what we use. And right now, the only dockage the charging is at the public dock. Correct. Then we have fleeting and mooring, which, I mean, I understand, again, fleeting is. You're not. Put. Transferring any cargo or anything across the dock, you're just parked.
Just your parking. It's a
So the
parking lot.
question has been, and this is part of the issue, I guess, that. We've had some back and forth on Encore and track 11.
Yeah.
Because track 11, for those that don't know, that is the Peninsula Track Harbor Refuge. It's basically the track that's protecting the harbor refuge. It's a long skinny finger track. There's no improvements to it at all. It's just a grass, soil strip. And so the question is when, Encore is leasing that track. If they, have vessels up against the shoreline where they're working or their storing boat, vessels of some sort. Are we supposed to be charging for that, or is that part of their lease? Because it's not really.
There's no precedent,
Food dock.
really no-
lease.
no precedent existing for what we do there right now. Because there's no bulkhead.
And I can, for years when Randy Boyd had the track across the channel. He would, that's part how we got in some of the mess room. He would always have barges and stuff.
They did the same thing. Encore's doing the same thing that Randy was doing.
Yes.
Exactly the same thing. They got to cut a slide up into the permanent land over there, and they're using it for dry docking barges basically. And then they moor 2 or 3 barges and a couple of boats there.
The main difference is where track 11 is, there's not a landfill.
Yeah, that's right.
Randy that wasn't Wayno because there's landfill. We're not dealing with landfill.
Right.
Track 11.
So the question that we need to answer, and I'm not really sure what we should be doing with it, but Encore is mooring vessels there. And they're not paying anything other than their lease for track 11. And that may be sufficient for what we've got, because there are no improvements. It's just tying stuff to probably some dead men or something they got there.
Yeah, and so, to kind of add to that, thinking about this, okay, currently, right now, do we have, where do we have places that we would charge this? I know, I guess if somebody came up alongside
Well, if we had,
channel.
we could establish that as a fleeting area. And that's really what they're doing, is they're parking those barges, which is a barge fleet.
So I don't know if we say it's a fleeting area, but the adjacent leaseholder is exempt from having to pay, but if somebody else were to come in.
That's the way we're playing it right now.
Yeah, then they would have to pay, but again, they don't have any guarantee of land access either, because,
So,
right, but
No.
if somebody needed a place to park,
yeah, and that's,
and because basically the leaseholder doesn't have exclusive right to that water, but if they need it, we're not gonna charge them extra. If somebody else wanted it, they have to pay.
right. And
So the question to me, it says any unauthorized fleeting or mooring.
Right,
So
so we would authorize
even
that,
if we authorize it, then there's no fine, no charge.
right,
Yeah.
Right?
right. So that's the clarification. If whoever's the leaseholder of track 11, we're basically authorizing them to be able to fleet and moor.
yeah, I think what we're talking about doing is just blessing what they're doing right now and saying, you're okay. Don't get excited. We're just gonna let you stay there. But if somebody comes along It's someday they want to park barges somewhere, they could park them alongside that whole bank.
Right, and but at that time, we would charge.
That's right.
that.
Because it says, they wouldn't be authorized. So this allows that to happen.
Fleeting use, we don't have that right now, but
Right. I just
could have.
thought I have that
I do
dialogue,
too, I think we need to address it.
yeah. And that'll help with our dialogue with, of course.
Okay, so basically, we're gonna just keep doing what we're doing.
Okay,
So what happens if somebody comes in there and wants to fleet or more or whatever on that shoreline, that not Encore or whatever?
Here's what, and we've had this come up.
You know what I'm fixing to ask you, know?
Yes, yeah, if they don't lease property from us. If they want to come in and park alongside, just maybe they're waiting, maybe they want to just sit and wait for a while. The dredge came in there for a while and they were parked right in the middle of the whole harbor refuge. Dropped their spuds in the middle. When they're using our water space like that, and we're not really receiving any other benefit from it, then we need to charge the fleeting rate, I think.
Then they're unauthorized.
right.
Right
Because,
now, they would be, but.
yeah, they're unauthorized. So he's the person that would authorize.
So I guess my question is say Joe Blow's dredging comes in there and pulls up next to Encore's place and does that same thing.
Yeah.
And then Encore, hey, man, I got a barge coming next week. I'm planning on putting it there. How do you settle that?
Well, right now, our position is that Encore's leasing from us. They're leasing that.
So they have first right at it.
Yeah, they could use it. They've got a little place carved out there. But if someone else were to come in here, and that's a very real thing, that they could come in and want to park or just sit there.
You remember when that dredge came in, we didn't have anything in place, you.
No,
Yeah, that's what we didn't, all we have is garbage.
right. We weren't even addressing it at that time, Jamie, but they were just using us to save from any dock fees or fleeting fees somewhere else. They come in here and spud it down in the middle of the harbor and didn't pay us a cent. So what,
I was just asking.
well, I'm done. I'm just thinking if somebody outside comes in and they want to put a vessel there, then we have this fleeting rule that's what we would implement, we'd use it.
And they gotta go if Encore comes in there.
Well, if it comes to be a fighting over space, we'd have to deal with that. But right now we got a whole, almost 300-400 feet that Encore's not even using.
I think there's.
The question is authorized.
Yeah.
Yeah, in other words, if he authorizes it, then there's no fee. If he doesn't authorize it, then there's a fee. Is that correct?
Yeah,
So if somebody just pulls in here and says, hey, I need to park over here for a while, and you say, okay, there's no fee involved with that?
No, I mean,
There would be.
there is a fee. That's
it's
what.
$125 per day for regulation barges, $250 per day for oversized barges, but what he's saying is that we
There's a fine.
authorize the leaseholder to do it and not have to pay,
Oh, okay.
not be,
And there's a fine.
yeah, not have to pay fine, not have to pay.
Sounds like we took a step, whether we went far enough, I don't know, but didn't have any rule, now we got a rule.
Right.
And
Yeah.
see if it starts getting violated a lot or not.
Yeah.
You got that much traffic?
You got a smile on your face, Sammy. What are you thinking?
Not at times it is. That dredge situation's come up twice, probably the last week.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they bring pipe in there and. Yeah, it's kind of out of control.
They really used the city of Port Lavaca for a parking spot for nothing. So, are you okay, Jamie?
No, I just asked a question. Yeah,
That was a good question.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay, Jody, are we done with that one? Okay. So now we go to what? Item number 8, 90-day advance lease extension request from something more. That's Tanya.
Well, it's several.
Is it? Yeah, I see, there's 4 of them
They
here.
looked at electric plumbing, spark and something.
Right. Can we deal with all of these at one time?
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need to take action, but, all these leases, have a clause in there that gives them an option for a 1-year
Yeah.
extension.
Right.
If they give us 90 days advance notice. Also in there, it says though that the court commission can, with 60-day notice, tell them, well, we're not gonna extend this. So I'm just, as a point of order, just bringing that forward. These, A Limited, for like a plumbing, spark check and something more, we have given us their notice they want to extend. Personally, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't, but as a point of order, just bring that to document they have. If in fact there's some reason that the Port Commission would not want to extend one of these, this is the time to tell us. Because we've got enough time.
That's probably the question we need.
So you don't need any answer from us?
If you take no action, we'll just.
Somebody knocking at the door to take them.
Leave it that no action can taken, so that the Port Commission has to take action to say
No.
no. For anything to change, otherwise we'll just go on and you'll have another year's lease.
Everybody
Next
understands
year,
that? Are we okay? Yes. Everybody? Okay, good deal. Next. Okay. New lease terms for Lencho.
This one, okay, is that what we're on?
Yeah.
Okay. Lencho's, lease, and at first I was thinking we might want to start getting into this issue with him moving and everything, but we're not really there yet. So, and I apologize, I meant to try to include a copy of this, the packet, and so out of time, but he has our standard lease. And right now, he's paying right now he's paying $1,484.86. And I think when we looked at applying another MCI, it was bringing us up to close to around 15, just rounding it off to $1,500 a month.
Mhm.
That's what I was, his lease is up the end of this month.
Does this lease include him parking his boat there?
Yes, this includes 2 boat slips.
Okay, as it exists now,
As it exists.
it's always included 2 boats.
Feet by 100-foot space plus,
Okay,
plus, 40 by 100 foot plus 6 by 20 foot little area
okay,
that's adjacent to the dock, plus 2 strut boats, spots.
all right. We want to stick with that?
Here, I can, share this with everybody, so. I just didn't know if we wanted to, to start playing around with the lease amounts and just look at basically, we're looking at, 2% increase or so. Just kind of round it off. And then, and because what I'm thinking is if we start looking at this, I'm thinking we may just want to do a year's lease on this. I had a chance to talk to him, but have it, anyway, have the language such that we can get out of this to do a new lease at the time we're ready to move him.
Yeah.
Because there may be some concessions involved in that, we may want to work with him on that.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
So your recommendation is 1 year current?
Inconvenience him a little bit.
Yeah, just
Get
15.
moved to
And
Yeah. At the end, he's gonna benefit. He'll have a nice
Oh, yeah.
benefited spot there.
have a nice spot.
Yeah.
yeah,
Does he want what about the third boat situation? Is that
I think it's,
over with? Okay,
Started it. Remember we did the lease anyway.
he said, yeah, because he wasn't gonna meet.
okay,
So,
okay.
It wasn't clear upfront going into it.
So I think she wants a motion.
We need motion to move on this? Discuss lease terms? Yeah, we do.
yes, you
Yeah.
give me that, and then I'll put it together and get him to sign it.
What do you want us to do?
The $1,500, minimum $1,500, what is? Really,
It's like 1,500 what? I mean,
Yeah, it's. If we added the, or take that times 2.3% or whatever the MCR is right now, what do we get?
It was right at,
I was thinking it was right around 1,500, and that's why we just said 1,500,
Oh, okay,
right, flat
all
rate.
right. So you want a motion from us that we will,
1,500, that you're okay with 15?
Extend board's lease for 1 year, $1,500.
With the understanding, so I can tell him, it's not like, we're not saying we're gonna kick him off in a year. We're doing that so that we can then work with him to have a brand new lease in a year to consider relocating.
Okay. all right, so we have a motion,
I moved already, I think.
wait a second.
I second it.
Okay. All right, Larry Nichols moved, Jerry Smith seconded, motion that we structure a new league for boys at $1,500 per. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, motion passes. Okay. Now what? Tracks 3 and 11 by Encore. Cody?
Okay, do you want to get onto closed session?
I guess we probably should, because we don't know where we're gonna wind up. So, Board Commission is going to go to closed session to discuss. We're gonna discuss, what's the right wording?
The language at the bottom of the page.
It's on here.
Let's see,
it's right.
to deliberate,
Yeah.
to deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. That's what we're going into a closed session for in accordance with chapter 551, 505, section 551.072 of the Texas Government Code. So we are. Okay.
So you can come out, return to open session and take no action.
Hang on just a second. I've got too much going on. We're done. Turn to open session. We just did that. Any comments around the room? Jimbo, I'll start with you. Comments? You good? Larry?
Good.
Good. Okay.
I'm good.
Jerry?
I'm good.
Aurelia?
I'm good.
You count too. Amy?
I'm good.
Jody, you all right?
I'm gonna be, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're making progress.
But is almost done, so that's good.
Okay, well, thank y'all for putting up with me and thanks for the good work.
Yeah.
Our next meeting is when?
I don't know. I was gonna move, we adjourn.
Okay. All right, let's just keep going. I'm done. Give me a second. Second.
Come on, Mr. Rubio, second it. Second it.
All right, Mr. Rubio, seconds. Larry Nichols made the motion and it, all in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed, so we are, it's a 503.
There you go. Well, get out of Jody's hair